Oh, sorry, that's for a Democrat show.
Let me know when you're ready.
Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This
will allow me to retort.
Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
Media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Oh, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you are doing great. I'm alive. I'm kicking. I'm screaming. You're listening to us right here on SHR Media, conservative media done right. We're broadcasting on YouTube and Twitter through Reaver of Common Sense, Rumble and Facebook through SHR Media, and Twitch, Jersey Joe 21. You can also catch the show after it airs live on Spotify, iHeart, Spreaker, and Apple Podcast. That's right. You can download the show and take it with you and listen to it on your time. Oh, boy. So I wasn't here Friday. Don't pay attention to dates when I load up the shows. And it was my wife's 50th birthday. So it was come on the show with you guys. Or celebrate my wife's birthday. It was a close call, but I had to go with the wife. I did. The wife faction needs to be higher. And then Saturday, we went to Kennedy Space Center. It was mind-blowing. I loved it. Getting that close to these rockets that have actually been in space. Standing right there, feet from the space shuttle, it was awe-inspiring. I loved every second of it. It was my wife, my daughter, and myself. We went. It was a Christmas parents for my in-law, and I'd do it again in a heartbeat. But, all right, everybody. Enough about me. And I missed a lot of stuff, didn't I? Hunter getting convicted on all charges. That threw me for a loop. That threw me for a major loop when I heard that. Now it's funny. Let me find the article. Oh, where did it go? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. All right. Where'd it go? Hunter Biden files and quickly withdraws motion for new trial in criminal gun case. Hunter Biden's legal team filed and quickly withdrew a motion for a new trial on Monday, nearly a week after the first son was found guilty on all charges related to his purchase of a firearm in 2018. Biden's legal team, led by attorney Abby Lowell, filed a motion in Delaware federal court on Monday morning requesting a new trial, arguing the court lacked jurisdiction as 2 appeals in the case are still pending. The Third Circuit Appeals Court, however, did not then and has not yet issued its mandate as to the order dismissing either appeal. Thus, when this court impaneled the jury on June 3rd, 2024, and proceeded to trial, it was without jurisdiction to do so. The motion, however, was quickly withdrawn from a court document website. The motion for a new trial, formerly DI 233, has been deleted at the request of counsel. A note filed on a docket website reads, calling it a correcting entry, the outlet reported. Biden was found guilty last Tuesday of making a false statement in the purchase of a gun, making a false statement related to information required to be kept by a federally licensed gun dealer, and possession of a gun by a person who is an unlawful user of or addicted to a controlled substance. Now, I couldn't believe Congressman Massey, jumped on Twitter and stood up for Hunter because he doesn't believe that there should be any laws on guns. I don't think a person smoking crack should be in possession of a gun. It's not gun control. It's common sense to me. Secondly, the law right now is you have to fill that paperwork out, a federal form, which he lied on and has now been convicted of lying on. If you don't like it, change the law. And I've said this about immigration and a lot of things. You don't like it, change the law. Too many times people are making up laws nowadays to fit their political agenda. We've seen this with Trump on multiple occasions. I am absolutely appalled when either side tries pulling this shit. Hunter Biden was a drug addict. I hope he's clean. I doubt it very much. My personal opinion. I doubt it. But I hope he's clean. You know, hey, all for him if he is. But still, at that moment, he lied. I sure as hell know that if I lied on that form, I would have been convicted too. That's our government for us. I'm surprised that he was found guilty. I figured there's going to be a lot of backdoor deals, sort of like that first plea deal. Oh, man. So, change subject just for a second. I am fucking hurting. And I did do a lot. I started working out today. And I got to try to do something to get back in a little bit better shape than what I am in. Can't always use the excuse of the RA and the back injuries. I got to get back in shape because what little I did today just basically stretches. Oh, I can feel it in the muscles and everything. Oh, shit. So, don't have a lot of energy right now for the show. I'm going to fight through it for you and do the best that I can. Hunter Biden, with this conviction, I think a lot of people are ignoring or are not realizing he still has tax evasion charges against him. So if he's found guilty of those, he's going to be found guilty with a history of a felony. With a history of felonies. So that'll change the sentencing for the tax evasion. From where before it was tax evasion, okay, you might get off with a slap on the wrist, but because he is a felon, he might get, not saying he is, but he might get jail time over it. Because with a lot of laws they're set up, judges' hands are tied on sentencing. But of course, it's California, so I'm not going to hold my breath. Why they took down the appeal, I do not know. They got to have something up there. Up their sleeve. I can't see how they would go through an appeal and then drop it immediately. But only time will tell, and I will keep you posted on what's going on with the crackhead. Oh, what do we go to next? Red states ask court to stop Jack Smith's gag order against Trump in Florida document case. 24 GOP attorney generals file an amicable brief slamming special counsel's presumptively unconstitutional gag order. A group of 24 Republican state attorney generals have filed a brief in former President Trump's classified document case asking a Florida court not to grant special counsel Jack Smith's gag order request, calling it presumptively unconstitutional. Free and fair elections in the United States depend on candidacies' ability to speak about important issues of the day. Attempts to stop a candidate from speaking out harm more than just the candidate. They also hurt the voters, who are denied access to critical information in the states, which are responsible for managing elections. The brief filed Monday in Southern District of Florida stated. And when agents of one candidate seek a court order to muzzle discussion on matters relating to important electoral issues, that restraint arises even more fundamentally First Amendment concerns. We all know what these cases are. They've been nothing but a way to silence Trump, or at least an attempt to silence Trump. Trying to figure something out. Why do I always do this? Pop in chat. There we go. Uh-oh. There we go. That's weird. Total brain fart now. Putzing around with chat stuff, trying to figure shit out. And I go and bungle it. Ha 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 ha. Leave it to me. Now we can't. There we go. I'm still not broadcasting on TikTok either. They still have yet to hear my appeal. And it's been, I think, like 2 weeks now. The suspension's up. But they still haven't ruled on the appeal. And I'm not going to have a show that's going to get taken down every time some little liberal gets butthurt and reports me by lying about whatever they want to do. Because last one was misinformation. Show just started. Barely talked about anything. I think one of the main things I talked about was Biden's administration and Zelensky, the president for Ukraine, have been working out a deal for a guarantee of 10 years of support from the United States of equipment and money. And lo and behold, guess what they just signed this weekend? Yep, we just signed 10 years to support Ukraine. I'm telling you, I want to write them off as dependent the way we're going. He just got $6 billion. And what does he do? He's asked for another $6 billion already. Payment hasn't even been issued in full, and he's asking for more. Talk about ballsy. I don't know, but we'll see.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media. Conservative media done right. We are broadcasting with SHR Media through Facebook and Rumble. For Reaver of Common Sense, that is YouTube and Twitter. And Twitch is Jersey Joe 21. After the show, you can also listen to the show through the podcast through Spreaker, iHeart, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Oh, man. It doesn't make sense anymore to me. It really doesn't. This world has gone totally ape shit backwards. That's weird. That is weird. I have to play with that later. I don't know why. When I go into the live chat on Rumble, when I'm watching BZ's show, I see who's in chat. But I can't see who's in chat in my own, which is kind of weird. I don't know. I need to find a freaking producer that works for free. Anybody in the Tampa area that's looking to get a little experience, want to help me out? We'll work something out. Get a hold of me. Jersey Joe at Reaver.1. So we have 24 state attorneys have filed an amicable brief asking the judge not to put a gag on Donald J. Trump. This is more than just a trial. This is his election. And that's what they're trying to do. We've seen it. We've seen the paperwork where they've talked about this. Biden talked about it as president. How they were going to legally lock him up to not be able to run again. They looked into it. It's all lawfare. And that's all they're doing. And they're already talking about, oh, he wins. We're going to start lawsuits against everything he does. No matter what, they're just going to lock him up in court. They just want to. Hold on. They just want to disrupt his presidency no matter what it does to this country. That takes a lot of balls. That goes to show that they're not for the country. I'm not saying they got to bend over backwards, work with the man, but sitting there, you're already figuring out how you're going to sue him when he hasn't done anything yet. the people, and right there, that's the Democrats are taking the people's vote and throwing it away by doing that. They're always crying about election interference. What do you think you're doing? And they know they are. They don't give a shit. Democrats do whatever the fuck they want, make excuses for it. I always hear, well, there's no court cases to prove that there was election interference. Yeah, because most of the judges in the districts that it happened are Democrat, and they won't take the cases. But now you're starting to see cases pop up. There's so much goddamn evidence that it's overflowing that they can't deny these court cases. And if you have to pay attention, there's been a lot of Democrats that have been put in jail. Or at least found guilty of shenanigans with the elections. Evil shenanigans, I tell you. I watch too much Super Troopers. I see something. Let's see how much trouble I get in for this. All right.
What did you find out at the weigh station?
My cruiser weighs 16,000 kilograms.
I just got off the phone with Tom Mercado from the Budget Committee. This thing with Favre's screwed up pooch.
What? They can't lump us in with that fucking Martian.
We're all in the same boat, fellas.
But our shenanigans
They're
are...
cheeky and fun.
Yeah, I mean, his shenanigans
Are
are cruel and tragic.
Which makes them not shenanigans at all, really.
evil shenanigans.
I swear to God, I'll pistol whip the next guy that says shenanigans.
Hey, Farva, what's the name of that restaurant you like with all the goofy shit on the walls and the mozzarella sticks? You mean shenanigans? No. You're talking about shenanigans, right? Put those away.
I'm sorry. I love that movie. I love it. Evil shenanigans. Evil shenanigans, I tell you. Oh. And that always pops in my head whenever things go awry. Evil shenanigans, I tell you. Maybe one day Favre will get his pistol whipped. What next? CNN issues controversial presidential debate rules. Now, I'm not in total agreement with the headline on this. All right. CNN announced additional parameters on Saturday. 2 commercial breaks. Of course, that's going to help Biden. Campaign staff will not be able to interact with their candidate during the break. No opening statements. 2-minute closing statement. 2-minute answer shot clock and 1-minute rebuttals. Mics will be muted except for the candidate whose turn it is to speak. Now, as long as they keep to that and it's fair on both sides, both candidates are muted when it's not their turn, that's fine. Okay, I can see that. But that also means that the moderators don't interrupt. They don't interject. They're there to ask the question and then shut their fucking mouths. I don't like that there's no audience, but that's a minor thing. They know that they don't want anybody seeing Biden and his abilities. They don't want Biden and his fuck-ups being seen face-to-face. While no props or pre-written notes will be allowed on the stage, candidates will be given a pen, a pad of paper, and a bottle of water. Some aspects of the debate, including the absence of student audience, will be a departure from previous debates. But as in the past, the moderators will use all tools at their disposal to enforce timing and ensure a civilized discussion, according to the network. This is coming from CNN. I believe them as much as I believe the sky's blue. Well, you mean? Well, the sky is blue, but yeah. I don't trust them as far as I could throw them. How about that? Is that one better? Biden is planning to spend about a week preparing to debate Trump, who believes his opponent should receive a drug test before the debates. The White House refused to confirm or deny in May whether Biden intends to use performance-enhancing drugs in preparation for the presidential debate. I think that ought to be an answer, a very easy and quick answer. Hell fucking no. Anything else screams, yes, they're going to be drugging the old man up. Ron Klein, is it? Biden's former chief of staff, who was going on vacation to help Biden prepare for the debate, did not respond to Political's playbook request for comments about whether any illegal substances are used as part of Klein's debate prep. About 1/3 of Democrats doubt Biden's mental fitness. Harvard/Harris survey recently found. Another poll revealed 82% of Americans harbor concerns about his physical and mental health. Only about 1/3 of voters say Biden is physically or mentally fit to serve a second term. In May, Biden rejected participating in more than 2 debates. Trump said Biden had agreed to do so. Trump and Biden are set to square off a second time in September. They know they can't put Biden out there. He could barely put a sentence together when he's reading off a teleprompter. How is he going to be able to answer, especially as long as they don't give him the answers in advance or the questions in advance? He's going to be stumbling, bumbling old man. You know, they got to stand there, and that man has trouble standing, as we saw this past weekend. Which, what the hell's in there? Where the hell is it? Come on. Here it is. KGP claims that all these videos of Biden's health and poor, showing him making major mistakes and stammering and stuttering, are cheap fakes and published in bad faith. That woman has the balls to go out there and outright lie to everybody's face, to call it a cheap fake. A lot of these, they've been broadcasted almost live, and we've seen him stumbling and bumbling and falling and going the wrong way and freezing up. They're not deep fakes. The only fake is that woman. What pissed me off the most about her outright lying like that, and continuously, is I remember the media freaking out if Trump's press conferences weren't 100% accurate and true. There's iota off of the truth. They cried like little bitches. Now she goes and lies left, right, and center, and they don't call her out on it. We don't hear how it's the end of democracy. It's the end of the world. I'm telling you, Democrats ought to change the fucking Chicken Little. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. The sky is falling. It's all we ever fucking hear out of them anymore. The sky is falling.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless right here on SHR Media, conservative media done right. We're broadcasting on Twitter, Facebook, Rumble, brain fart, Twitch. After the show, you can find the podcast on Spreaker, iHeart, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. Oh, boy. It's just... This woman just, I don't know, it just pisses me off that she gets away with lying so much. Hang on. Here, let's listen to the liar.
There seems to be a sort of rash of videos that have been edited to make the president appear especially frail or mentally confused. I'm wondering if the White House is especially worried about the fact that this appears to be a pattern that we're seeing more often.
Yeah, and I think you all have called this the cheap fakes video, and that's exactly what they are. They are cheap fakes video. They are done in bad faith, and some of your news organization have been very clear, have stressed that these the right wing critics of the president have a credibility problem because of the fact checkers have repeatedly caught them pushing.
She has the balls to talk about credibility. She's up there lying. The man can't fucking walk. The man does not know where he's going. Obama had to help him because he was going the wrong way. He froze up like a computer in an ID10T error. And she's going to sit here and lie like that?
Misinformation, disinformation, and so we see this, and this is something coming from your part of the world, calling them cheap fakes and misinformation. And I'll quote the Washington Post, where they wrote about this, and they said how Republicans use misleading videos to attack Biden in a 24-hour period. And to their credit, we have a conservative Washington Examiner did call them out as well, calling out the New York Post. Ironically, several recent cheap fakes actually attacked the president for thanking troops. That is what they're attacking the president for.
That one I have not seen. I have not seen him attacked for thanking troops. And if they did, they're wrong in it. Now, just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not there. I just haven't heard or seen it.
Both in Normandy, this happened, and again in Italy. And
sort of like them lying about what Trump said about troops that she has spewed out of her fucking mouth. Biden spewed out of his fucking mouth. So let's not get all high and mighty on the disinformation, because those two are the two biggest culprits of disinformation.
I think that it tells you everything that we need to know about how desperate Republicans are here.
The only ones I see desperate are the Democrats. They got a candidate that I would bet money on is suffering from dementia. I think it's elderly abuse what they're doing to that poor man. So please, spare me.
And instead of talking about the president's performance in office, and what I mean...
Performance in office? What has that hair-sniffing pervert done except ruin our economy, ruin jobs, ruin the automobile market, ruin foreign affairs, direct result of multiple wars because of his stupidity and his lack of leadership. You know, this man hasn't done shit, and we talk about that. But we also talk about how he should be in a nursing home, not in the White House.
By that is his legislative wins, what he's been able to do for the
Yeah, where he's destroyed our economy.
American people across the country.
How jobs are going to foreigners over U.S. citizens. How wages were jacked up, and now companies are doing away with those positions. You mean those jobs? That job market?
We're seeing these deep fakes, these manipulated videos.
How about manipulated stats? Oh, look at the jobs. Look at all the jobs we created. When it was proven that most of the jobs are part-time, secondary jobs, jobs that were there before the pandemic, and people returning back to their jobs, they've counted as new jobs.
And it is, again, done in bad faith.
Yeah, that is. She has done it in bad faith.
There seems to be a sort of rash.
It's sickening. Let's. All right. Let's see if we can tell if this is fake or real. Oh. As reported, he wandered off the wrong way, not knowing what to do, and had to be rescued. Don't look fake to me. And that's the one. And then she makes excuses for they were doing they're doing for campaigning and donations out in Hollywood. And Obama had to physically guide Biden off the stage, and her answer is absolutely ridiculous.
Leaders, former President Obama and George Maloney of Italy, they physically put hands on the president to guide him and show him, give stage directions. Are they doing that on their own, or has anybody asked them to run the show like that?
First of all, let me spoke to the most recent, right? And as we saw on Saturday, President Obama's office put out a statement. So I would refer you to that statement about what was being accused in those by others. And he said this did not happen in the sense of what people were saying they were seeing, right? Or what was being falsely reported that they were seeing. Let's not forget.
Yeah, what you were seeing
Obama,
was not what you saw.
Have a relationship. They are friends. They're like family to each other. And I think that's what you saw.
What we saw was Obama directing Biden where to go. They could be friends. They could be enemies. He was fucking directing him. And you're making excuses and lying to the American people. And the media allows it. The media continues to be silent. Trying to see, my wife just went to walk the dogs, and she's going out a little late. Oh, I just, it drives me up a wall. If you're going to mandate one administration to act a certain way, you better be there banging those same drums when the next administration doesn't do it. But no, because it's Democrats, CNN, MSNBC, they all just bend over backwards and take it up the ass from the Democrats. So CNN, senior political data reporter Harry Entin said Monday on News Central that former President Donald Trump has historic strength with black voters. Host John Berman asked, where does the race stand among African-American voters right now? Entin said, I keep looking for this to change, to go back to historical norms, and it's, simply put, has not yet. In 2020, Joe Biden was getting 86% of African-American vote. Look where it's at now. It's 70%. That's a 16-point drop, John. And more than that, it's not just that Joe Biden is losing ground. It's that Donald Trump is gaining ground. You go from 7% single digit at that point in 2020 to now 21%. Again, John, I keep looking for signs that this is going to go back to normal, and I don't see it yet in the polling anywhere. Right now, we're careening towards a historic performance for a Republican presidential candidate, the likes of which we have not seen in 6 decades. Why? It's simple. Very simple. Number one, you have Donald Trump. He went into downtown Detroit. He went into the projects. And as the, what is it, bishop? Not bishop. Oh, man, brain fart. The church had stated, not even Biden, not even Obama came into the hood to campaign, and Donald Trump went in there. Blacks are seeing that they prospered underneath Donald Trump's presidency, and they're in trouble now under Biden. They see that the only ones that are getting stuff, or the Democrats are taking care of, is illegal aliens, not the American voters. They see this. Democrats think we're blind and dumb. You want to talk about racism? They think that they're too stupid to see what's going on in front of their face. Ethan added, look at black voters age 50 and older, and you'll see, look, Joe Biden was leading amongst this group at this point by 83 points back in 2020. Now it's 74 points. So, yeah, a slight decline in that margin, but nothing out of this world. Look at black voters under the age of 50. Holy cow, folks. Holy cow, look at this. Joe Biden was up by 80 points among this group back in this point in 2020. Look at where that margin has careened down towards. It's now, just get this, 37 points. That lead has dropped by more than half. Oh my, I just never seen anything like this. I'm like speechless, because you always look at history and you go, okay, this is a historical moment. If this polling is anywhere near correct, we are looking at a historical moment right now where black voters under the age of 50, which have historically been such a big part of Democrat coalitions, are leaving in droves. Go listen to Malcolm X, what he had to say about the Democrat Party. Go listen to God damn it. I'm having such brain farts. Martin Luther King Jr., sorry. I can't believe that blanked out of my head. Listen to what he had to say about the Democrat Party. You'll get a real good sense, maybe why they're finally listening. And also the Republicans are getting smart. They're actually going and talking to the people and not letting the Democrats do the talking. Democrats anymore taking a lot of Americans for granted.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm here to make sense out of the senseless, or at least attempt to. Right here on SHR Media, conservative media done right. Broadcasting on YouTube and Twitter through Reaver of Common Sense. Through Facebook and Rumble on SHR Media. And Twitch, Jersey Joe 21. And after the show, I will upload the show to Spreaker, Spotify, iHeart, and Apple Podcast. Podcast. Thank you for everybody that's joined in. If you're listening live, jump in the chat, join the conversation. Don't forget to hit the follow, like, share, whether it's follow, subscribe. It's all different for each one. I know you guys are smart enough, guys and girls, I should say, are smart enough to figure out how and what needs to be done. Leave comments. Love me, hate me, want me fired, want me to get a raise. I'll take any of it. All right, Morgan Freeman explains why he detests Black History Month. My history is American history. Now, I had one of my bosses, was a black gentleman, brilliant on sales. Brilliant. I'm a very smart man all around. I'm not, but brilliant on sales. And we would always have conversations, and we were able to, and he is a Democrat supporter, and we can get along. We can have conversations, and we can respect each other's opinion. We disagree on quite a few things, but there's also a lot of stuff we've talked about openly without fear of anybody getting upset. We've talked about racism. We've talked about color. We've talked about difference in the two races. I mean, we just openly talked about it. I never got upset. He never got upset. He taught me some things, and one of the things he hates to be called African American, because to him that's saying he is not a 100% American, and that's what he is. Yes, his background, his ethnicity, his nationality from Africa. Yes, but he is an American. And as you don't see whites running around going, "Wow, I'm Irish American, I'm Italian American." Well, you do get the Italians doing that, but you get the point. You don't see a lot of people doing that. You're an American. And one of the things we got to stop doing, that we're doing so much anymore, is putting in so much emphasis on race. That's causing a lot of the problems right there. It's not just because, they're this, black, this, that. No, it's all together. Stop looking at race. That's my generation. Generation X, we were brought up not to look at color. And now that's all we fucking hear is color. About color, this kid, and color is again. No, I don't look at people like that. Especially when I worked the ambulance, I could not base my medical treatment on the color of their skin, their nationality, their religion. None of that. I had to throw that all out the window and treat everybody the same. From gangbangers to CEOs, they all got treated the same. I had this piece of shit prisoner. We were up on like the third floor in a tower in Trenton State Prison. I think it was third floor. Elevator was down. Guy was over 350 pounds. We had to carry his ass down the stairs. And I kept being told, well, if your hands start to slip, get out of the way and let him go. He's not worth it. I wouldn't do it. I couldn't. He was my patient. He was my responsibility, no matter what he did. And what he did was two preteens, I think they're like 12 years old, 11, 12 years old. It was cold out. This guy was homeless. They brought him a blanket, and he repaid him by raping and molesting him. Trust me, I would love to have dropped them down, but that's not my place. And that's how I had to do my career. And I don't care. One of my best friends, Hispanic. We joke around. We have fun. We don't worry about race. We don't give a shit. I don't give a shit that he's Hispanic. You know where we have our commonality, that we get along real good? He was a New York City police officer. I was an EMT firefighter up in the state of New Jersey. So we're both Northerners living in Florida. We love living in Florida. And we both worked in the emergency system. We don't look at the color of our skin. Why? And then Morgan Freeman, he doesn't like that shit. Freeman told Vanity in exchange with journalists, the very idea makes his teeth itch, and he prefers the broader sweep of an entire arc of American history. And that's the Hollywood star known for his role in Shawshank Redemption and the Dark Knight trilogy, made plain his an interview critically appraising the annual event that takes place every February across the country. I detest it, the mere idea of it. You are going to give me the shortest month in a year, and you are going to celebrate my history. This whole idea makes my teeth itch. It's not right. My history is American history. It's the one thing in the world I'm interested in beyond making money, having a good time, and getting enough sleep. Black History Month has been in the actor's sight before. Admitting last year he finds the idea and the term African American an insult. Two things I can say publicly that I do not like. Black History Month is an insult. You're going to relegate my history to a month. Also, African American is an insult. I do not subscribe to that title. Black people have had different titles all the way back to the N-word, and I do not know how these things get such a grip. But everyone uses African American. I don't. The Oscar-winning $1 Million Baby star also spoke out against Black History Month almost 20 years ago. In a perennial viral 2005 interview with CBS 60 Minutes, Freeman told correspondent Mike Wallace, I don't want a Black History Month. When asked by Wallace, how are you going to get rid of racism? Stop talking about it. Here, let me cue this up. All right. Give me 1 second. Bop, bop, bop.
Black History Month you find
ridiculous.
Why?
You're going to relegate my history to a month?
Oh, come on.
What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? No, well, come on, tell me.
Well, I'm Jewish.
Okay, which month is Jewish History Month?
There isn't one.
Oh, why not?
Yeah.
Do you want one?
No.
I don't either. I don't want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism?
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yeah.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Exactly. And here's the even better one. He schools Don Lemon. Let me set this up. All right. There we go.
distribution, or either a mindset that you can't or cannot? Yeah.
No.
You don't?
No, I don't. Hey, you and I, we're proof. Why would race have anything to do with it? Put your mind to what you want to do and go for that. It's kind of like religion to me. It's a good excuse for not getting there.
Yeah. You know, I said, and it's probably get me in trouble, but I said to some of my colleagues recently, so I know that it's an issue, but it seems like every single day on television I'm talking about race, and it's because of the news cycle, it's in the news, but sometimes I get so tired of talking about it, I want to just go, this is over, can we move on?
And if you talk about it, it exists.
Right.
Yeah. It's not like it exists and we refuse to talk about it, but making it a bigger issue than it needs to be is the problem we have. I don't think wealth and genetics have anything to do with each other, actually. If you're born in the U.S., it really doesn't matter the condition of your birth. Mm-hmm. What matters is what you inherit from your nurturing, from your environment, whether or not you're going, I'm just from the standpoint of having been born with little. You can always get out of that. Poverty is just...
But environment effects.
Yeah. Say you're born as one of the untouchables in India, there you are. And if you're born into the super rich, there you are. Here, you can be born to the super rich, but 3-4 generations down the line, it's gone. I was born in Memphis, Tennessee. I had a long haul from where I came from to here, but here we are.
Right.
So the proof of the pudding is in the eating, and here we sit at the dining table.
But it's hard to, when you say that to some people, because they say, oh, there you go with a pull yourself up by the bootstraps thing, and you're just being respectable. Not everybody can do that.
Well, everybody
I love
can.
that. I love that bullshit.
Everybody doesn't. Courage is the key to life itself. There are a lot of people who are born in situations where they say, well, I'll never get out of this. So they won't. I say to people who say, well, I would like to have done so and so and so. So, well, you could have done it. So, well, I couldn't get out of here. Well, man, the bus runs every day.
I love that the bus runs every day. It's to keep telling these people that it's almost, to me, is like telling them that black is a disadvantage, that you're not smart enough, you don't have the ability, and you don't have the ability unless the Democrats give you that hand up. And nobody needs that. Working hard. There's always, exceptions to the rules. But for the most part, you work hard, you put the work in, you're going to succeed in life. And money isn't always the measurement of success. And we too many times have put that as the marker. Oh, to be successful, you got to make all this money. No, there's a lot more markers. For me, having the love and respect of my wife and daughter, right there, says it all for me. I'll see you guys on Friday. You've been watching the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media. Conservative media done right.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
You can catch the Reaver of Common Sense show right here on YouTube and Rumble every Monday and Friday at 9 p.m. Be warned, he's the one your mother warned you about.
You're listening to the SHR Media Network.